What's up, Pats fans? We're back. Pat's Tailgate Party Podcast coming back to you. It's the bye week this week, coming off a win, which is good, right? Mike, you were at the win, right? Mike Davis. I'm not even doing introductions. I'm talking to you about the game, which is awesome. The Pats just absolutely destroy the Colts. I guess you could say, 26-3 is destroying them. Probably should have been much more, but the Colts kind of held up defensively early on. But we'll talk about that. It's a bye week, so we got some other fun stuff we'll talk about on the pod today. Before we get there, though, I am Michael Lakis, and I'm a member. You got to go to bostonsportsjournal.com, bostonsportsjournal.com, and check it out. If you really want to get smarter with your Patriots coverage, you got to go. Greg Bedard puts on the best product there is there. My screen name there, or tag or handle or whatever you want to call it, is Pats, Sox, Celts, Brews. And get in there, chat it up with us, and if you want to be on, let us know. We got an email that you can get on, and this is a Zoom call, right? We can have as many people as we want, so it's a fans podcast. So let us know. We'll go to my right here and go to Andrew Lakis. Andrew, how are you?
Yeah, hey guys, good to be with you today. Winter coats on BSJ, and excited to talk some state of the Patriots Union today as we enter this bye week.
Love it. We'll go down and then over. We'll go to my father, Doug Lakis. Doug, how are you?
Hi, guys. Hope everybody's well today. I look forward to getting through the bye week and figure out some of the problems that the Patriots have offensively. I'm Coach Stradamus on BSJ, and look forward to it.
Man, I think we figured out the problems. Now we got to solve them, right? But that's not up to us.
That's why I didn't say solve them.
That's not up to us, unfortunately. I think we probably could solve them if four of us had the chance. All right, and then we'll go over to the man that is part of our family now, but not bloodline. But man, he's part of the family for sure. Mike Davis. Mike, how are you?
I'm fantastic as always. It's always great to see you guys. And since it's Veterans Day weekend, let's remind everybody, let's also thank a veteran.
Absolutely. Thank all the veterans out there listening for your service. Thank you, and enjoy the day. Absolutely. Enjoy the day. And so Mike, you were at the game. We're going to start with you. I think it's only fair. Takeaways, man. Being there live, what'd you see? How many Zappy chants? Over, under 1,000? I mean, what do we see there in Foxborough on Sunday?
Yeah, I was shocked that in the first quarter there were chants for Zappy. I don't understand it, but I will say that it had been a while since my last Patriots game in person, and it looked like a high school game. I hate to say it.
Oh, it was awful.
The quality of the offensive line call, the quality of the offensive play calling on both sides was solid high school. Certainly not college quality.
Call it what it was, man. It was terrible. I mean, honestly, and we talk from a fan's perspective, right? You were at the game. I mean, we were watching on TV. It was great seeing how the defense played and so on and so forth. But it was from a product standpoint. And I would actually make the argument, I'm not going to take us down this rabbit hole. I would actually make the argument that as a product in general, the NFL has not been good this year. It's not as enjoyable to watch for whatever reason. I don't know why. It's just not a great product right now, which will change probably as it goes on. But that right there was the bottom of the barrel product on Sunday. That was bad. I mean, that was bad football, man.
You can clearly see, receivers running the wrong routes, linemen not blocking. Like, it just, on both sides, it was just brutal.
Yeah, it was
not great day. Fantastic day. Wonderful crowd for the most part. Lovely time. My wife enjoyed herself, but not good football.
What was the weather like out there?
Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Other than the fact that the winds were, constantly changing, like, you'd be 20 miles an hour, then it'd be none, and then it'd be going the other direction, 20 miles an hour. I mean, other than that, it was beautiful. Got a little color.
There you go. That's why Jake Bailey was so bad. Punting the ball to win. Zappy. Yeah. Andrew, it's like you. Zappy. It's like you going to the Lions game the first time the chant started.
Zappy makes us happy.
I mean, Dad, Andrew, you watched it on TV. I got to tell you, maybe it's because the game was so bad, but it was the first Sunday where we haven't texted a ton back and forth. I mean, we were texting, but it was kind of like I never worried about the game. I mean, Sam Ellinger is, God bless him. he's just not. I don't think he's an NFL quarterback. I watched him at Texas quite a bit. He's just young too, but man, I mean, there was no chance. I mean, what do you guys think?
I mean, it's kind of one of those situations that we've talked about over and over again. And Andrew's brought up the point a couple of times. I mean, it's like we watched this expecting something to change. And I think if after into week 9 and after week 9, I don't know what's going to change. I mean, unless some administrative things change, which we've discussed, I don't know that anything's going to change. I mean, that's the way I felt watching the game. I mean,
yeah, no, I agree. Andrew, what were your thoughts on it? I mean,
I don't know. I mean, I'll say I've been overly negative lately, so I'll start from a positive angle. I mean, the defense is pretty fun to watch. Like, they cover well, the defensive line, even in games they have, let's take the Bears game out. I'm still mad about the Bears game because it's going to, let's say they win the games they're supposed to win and sneak one or two more out. The Bears game very well may cost them a playoff spot. But the, defense is fun to watch. I like what I see there. The special teams, outside of Bailey's punting, I mean, Nick Folk's been amazing. I'm impressed with Schooler. I did not want to keep Schooler on the 53-man cuts, and that guy is everywhere.
Yeah,
Ball's on the ground, he's getting it. And Jonathan Jones is just like answering the bell. They've asked for more of him, and he's really stepping up. It's great to see. I mean, the offense is just unwatchable. I mean, and it was a blowout, 26-3 or whatever it was, but really it was like 12-3 because 2 of the touchdowns came on a pick six.
Yeah, that's right.
And a blocked punt of the 3. When was the last time you saw an NFL game 12-3?
The Joneses are playing well, right? The 2 rookies as well as Jonathan Jones. I think they're coming along nicely.
Well, it's actually, you asked when's the last time I watched an NFL game that was 12-3. It wasn't 12-3, but wasn't there a Thursday night game with the Colts and Falcons or something not too long? No, was it the Falcons? That was 12-9 or something like that. And it was.
Oh, yeah, it was the Broncos.
Broncos, yeah. No touchdown scored.
Colts.
Which was like plus 10,000 before the game, by the way.
I just think, I don't, the offense just looks dysfunctional. It just looks dysfunctional. Like, the blocking is horrible. There's regression everywhere. The receivers are not running the right routes. And even when they are, the timing is off. I mean, this is nothing I've come up with. Dan Orlovsky, I thought had great points this week. I thought Greg Bedard's been writing about this. Like, Coach Radames went BSJ viral this week with his comments after the game. It's just bad.
I listened to Orlovsky. I mean, he says 4 things or 5 things. And first thing he says is the playbook stinks. Okay, so let's start from there, right?
It's true.
The playbook stinks. The play calling stinks. To Andrew's point, the receivers are not running the right routes. The spacing is horrendous. I mean, he broke it down on film and he spoke those things. I mean, and he's saying, and everybody wants to blame Mac Jones. Well, how's he supposed to be any good if all that's going on, right?
Can we stop the Mac Jones thing? Can we stop it? Like, literally, everybody listening, please stop. Like, just stop. It's just go get a hobby or something. Like, literally stop it with the Mac Jones thing. Like, enough.
Absolutely.
Enough is enough, man. Enough. Sorry, Mike. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I don't know if anybody happened to catch the Dante Scarnecchia interview with Phil Perry this week, but Dante did a fantastic job, as always, of just explaining that, you have to protect the things you do well. And he said it 2 or 3 times. He's like, you have to set screens to set up, to protect your run game. And he just went and laid it out so clear about what this team isn't doing on offense in order to protect the things that they do well. Yeah. And it's just that they have no sense. Like, they don't have a feel for a rhythm for this. And that's why I'm not kidding when I say I would much rather have that guy sitting on that porch calling that game than the guy we have calling the game, because I know he would know how to put a string of plays together that would make sure his guys were in a best position to play.
Now, Mike, go ahead, Dad. Go ahead. I was going to make a joke,
Well,
but
I
I'll
think
hold
with
it.
Skarnecki, I know you will. But Skarnecki also said, and I think this is the key to the whole situation, they got to have the same 5 guys playing every week. And I know injury plays a part in that, but I mean, they've benched Strange now 2 games in a row. I don't think they should bench him. He's got to learn on the run. The right tackle, who knows? They put Kajust out there the other day, but I mean, they never had the same 5 guys playing. So how are you supposed to get any kind of rhythm or trust or whatever without the same 5? And I know that Andrews has been hurt, but at the same time, that's got to happen.
Well, the other thing they talked about is and Bedard talked about this week is and they did it to Mac. Enough. Don't bench the rookie. Like literally, you're gonna kill the kid's confidence early. And I mean, just leave him out there, man. Like figure it out, coach him up better. And by the way, back to what you were saying about Pops coaching the team, just for the fans,
coach him. Don't even coach him up.
No. I would love to see it. Just don't get mad when there's 10 isolation runs in a row. And on 3rd and 10, we run on 3rd and 10, we run a draw. Like I've watched this before in person, Mike. I'm just telling you, it's conservative now. No, I'm just messing with you, Dad. But there's actually some truth to what I'm saying.
He's still running the Vince Lombardi offense over there.
We had
to
give you some crap.
Mike, I had a 2,500-yard tailback. I gave him the ball all those times.
Much as you could. That's right. And frankly, if you actually...
a little more multidimensional in the NFL.
Yeah, a little bit. Okay. Slightly.
Well, I'm watching it on Sundays right now, so I'm not sure.
Well...
don't disagree with that.
No, not at all. I mean,
I watched him come out against a 9-man box the other day, and I'm thinking, that's elementary.
Pound it.
And
bro.
you're going to
run right into it. It's good.
I don't know.
And then they had a 3rd and 1 where the Colts had 2 defensive linemen, and they were in a dime, and instead of just turning and handing the ball to Stevenson, they threw the ball. And imagine that the guy was covered. I was like,
well, some of that's on the play calling. Some of that's also on the quarterback. I'm not gonna dog. I don't know how intricate they are with him. But you also have to come up to the line and adjust the play. Like it's, I mean, and this is, I'm not talking about Tom Brady level. Usually, I'd imagine, Dad, you can correct me if I'm wrong, because I never played quarterback or coached. But I'd imagine you come up to the line and you got a couple audibles in the pocket. If you need to move around a little bit and change something, you can do it. Like that's just how it works, right?
My thing is, and I said this when I posted the other day, last week against the Jets, they came out and started the second half. They obviously adjusted. They came out through a quick pass game, and they went no huddle. Well, that would have been a way against the 9-man front here to come out and start the game. And it was successful last week. This is what is kind of frustrating to watch. Why change something that worked?
Yeah, because they're because I think what happened on Sunday was that they realized the Colts couldn't score, and Belichick went into one of his modes of like, we're not going to give them the ball. We're not going to give them a potential pick 6. We're just going to keep it basic and get out of here. If it's 12-3 or, I'll take it. I think he knows the offense is completely broken. Like I don't, so. I think he's under no false pretenses, and what you got to hope as a fan is that that's what they're working on over the bye week. And that you come, it's what Greg's been saying. Like you build the quarterback back up because it starts with that. You get some cohesion on the offensive line and you start to stack things you can do and add more. And I think it doesn't say good things about where this team's going this year, given that we're going to be in week 10 and we're having to reset the offense.
Yeah. But do you actually believe that's going to happen? Like, do you have any confidence in the world or any proof that shows you that they're going to come out of the bye week and do anything different? Lee, anything?
I don't know.
I don't. I think it's going to be the same. You're going to watch the same thing the rest of the year. Like, it is what it is. That's what I think. Why? What proof do I have of anything that has changed in 10 weeks?
If Andrews comes back, I think there's some chance that you could see them do something. For example, like I wouldn't be shocked to see them flip the tackles during the off week.
Oh,
right?
sorry, Mike.
I'm talking back where he's comfortable. Put Wynn back where he's comfortable. Bring Andrews back. I could see them just go back to basics and try to okay, look, we did this last year. We know that this worked okay. We're going to let Strange go into the spot that, Shaq Mason was in. But other than that, we're going to pretty much do this as simple as we can. I wouldn't be shocked to see them sort of try to do that in the bye week and just try to make it go the way it worked before.
All right. Yeah. I mean, I get it, Mike. I don't know. I mean, change the lineman here or there. I just don't. There's nothing that they've done or that Belichick has shown me with his coaching, like in the middle of the season, to do anything. Like I'm talking about a hard reset that Bedard was talking about this week. I don't know. I don't think that's going to happen. Like I think you're going to see the same crap that you've watched offensively for the last, 9 weeks. It's just going to continue. I mean, unless you guys think differently, I just don't think so.
So I go back to, if there is such a thing as a Patriot way, if there were success in the way that they used to power block, I think you maybe try to rekindle that magic and go back to what was working. That's all I'm saying.
I would love to see it. I just don't know if we're going to.
If you had Trent Brown working on the right side last year and being effective, and if you had,
yeah.
All I'm saying is, stop breaking it. It's not working. Put it back to the way that it was working before.
Well, I can tell you this much. What needs to happen above anything, and I say what I'm about to say tongue in cheek, but I also mean it. And I literally texted some buddies of mine, I think you guys too, and I said, look, take $50 every time they get inside the 30 and live bet a field goal. Because Nick Folk's automatic, and they don't ever score. They rarely score, and it is field goal after. You might lose a couple here and there, but you'd be up a ton of money in the long run because their red zone offense is atrocious. It is awful. It is so frustrating to watch them get inside the 20 and 30 and just you want to talk about not creative.
They don't know how to set up any, like they don't know how to set up a play to get success on the next. It's that not having a clue. And I don't mean it in a bad way. It's like they don't understand the rhythm. It gets worse when everything gets consolidated and everything gets smaller and in tighter. That's when you really have to have your stuff together. That's why you have to set those things up when you're not in the red zone so you can execute them when they're in the red zone.
Go ahead, Dan.
I mean, Bedard talked about how he thinks Patricia's in over his head as an offensive coordinator. I would agree. They talk about being a defensive guy. You should be able to understand what kind of offense creates problems for the defense. Okay, to a point, but you have to be able to orchestrate things that work and put your people, and this is what he said, forever the Patriot, and again, the Patriot way is gone the way we knew it, but what they used to do all the time, Belichick is a master at it, was putting his players in position to be successful, right? I don't see that happening right now. For example, the best example was, okay, if you want to run a deep throw, if you want to run deep routes, then you put Mac Jones under center, a 7-step drop, so that now the receivers gain ground as they go. They're down the field, they're in their routes, and he's ready to throw the ball. You put them in shotgun, they can't protect it. Okay, so everybody pins their ears back, and here we go. And the receivers don't have a chance to get the depth they need to get.
I mean, but good luck on a 7-step drop with this offensive line.
I get it, but I'm just saying about setting things up and how to,
They also don't separate, though. I know you guys don't. I know Andrew specifically, you don't agree with me. Their receivers don't separate. They're just not very talented. They're not very quick. They're not very fast.
Yeah, I don't buy that. The film doesn't back that up either, man. Come on. Film doesn't back it up. I mean, they're open. Guys
I watched Orlovsky say late. the other day that they don't get open. Yeah, but the throw's supposed to be quick. It's supposed to be out. And they're not looking at the ball. They're not where they're supposed to be. They're not running. They're not there.
I don't think you can isolate. I just don't think you can isolate one thing. I think they got a systems problem.
Yeah, for
sure. All across the board, things are just out of whack. And I'd say where it starts, and if I had any hope as a fan that they could turn this thing around, learn from it and fix it, it would be, and I'll be generous to Patricia here. I think he's learning on the job, and I'm a big believer in learning on the job. I think expertise a lot of times is overvalued. I think work ethic and, mental dexterity and the ability to learn is really important, but there's no way he can coach the offensive line and coordinate the offense with so many moving pieces and parts. I mean, that is just not happening. And I'm sure Belichick's doing something right now. He's leaning in somewhere. But if he really wants to invest in Patricia and believes he's progressing, then the best thing he could do is say, all right, Matt, I'm going to simplify what I'm asking you to do. I'm going to give you one charge and want you to do it well. I'm going to hold you accountable to it. And I'm going to hire somebody else to do this thing, or I'm going to move capacity. And I think, will he do that? I don't know. He doesn't have a long track record, if any track record of doing it. There's people out there that could do it. I mean, I'm still wondering why in the world they didn't call Adam Gase to just be the quarterback's coach. I mean, even if you didn't want him to call your plays, have him be Mac's guy. Like, the offense he used to run with Manning would be perfect for Mac Jones. I mean, perfect.
Or just bring Dante back, right? Dante's
well, there's something there, Mike. It's too easy. Yeah,
bring Dante back.
He probably don't want to come back.
I was going to say, if I'm him right now, looking at the mess they got going on out there, I'm not sure I want to, at 70 odd years old, I'm not sure that's what I want to do.
Oh, man, it's making plenty of money.
There's something behind the scenes there. I don't know if it's that he's happily retired and isn't open to it. I don't know if it's that Belichick doesn't want it.
Right.
Something's off. But yeah, I mean, do I think they're going to do something on that front? No, I think they would have by now. You'd know about it. Maybe, Belichick does have a strong track record of adjusting. I mean, it is what has made him one of the great coaches of all time, is that when others get stuck in their ways, he is a learner and a teacher and he'll figure it out. I just don't know that they've got the capacity needed for him to make the pivot. I mean, even if he knows what needs to happen, like what's going to change and who knows, but I don't have a lot of hope. I mean, I think.
Do we know if his daughter's lacrosse season is over? Could she be brought in to help coach the O-line?
I mean, the thing is once again, we've talked about it. Belichick created this problem. I mean, by his assignment of staff, he would have to take a step back and kind of say, yeah, I created this problem. Now I've got to figure out a way to fix it. And as a result, I'm going to bring in so-and-so as a consultant to help Patricia. I don't believe that's going to happen. Is it fixable? Andrews comes back, it gets a little better. But I don't know that it's totally fixable right now. And my next question is, is the defense good enough to win games consistently if the offense stays like this?
You can't. You can't.
I don't know the defense is good enough to win the games by themselves against good teams.
No, that's the question.
I do think the defense is good enough to be a winning team. Like I do think this is a different defense than even last year or the year before. Like they're more aggressive. They've got more speed. They've got more depth. And honestly, the defensive line has just been really good. And that's without Christian Barmore, who's in the middle of a sophomore slump. Like there's some good parts there. And clearly the defense is bought in on whatever they're doing, except for that one Bears game. And I think that was coach's fault anyway.
And let's talk about looking forward, because all of a sudden, maybe we're not looking at Josh Allen leading that Buffalo team. So maybe you're not having to face a juggernaut anywhere in the next 6 or 7 games. You don't have, a Josh Allen led Bears. You don't have a Kansas City. Certainly, Arizona's struggling. We don't expect to see any kind of juggernaut out of Vegas. Maybe all of a sudden,
Arizona. Oh yeah, Cardinals.
All of a sudden, there are no offensive juggernauts on the schedule in the next.
I don't know. The Vikings are pretty good.
Well, here's what I was going to say with this conversation. So I don't know how good the defense is. And so I'm going to say that maybe that's a little bit of a devil's advocate take. I'm going to go through some games here. So Dolphins, first game of the year, 20 points.
Defense played great. Played defense fault.
Played good, but still let up 20 points. That's still a decent amount. But you're right.
Seven of those were a defensive touchdown.
That's
they
true.
Gave up 13 points to a Tua, Tyreek, and Waddle. Look at what the Dolphins have done over the last month. And you tell me that 13 points in Miami and opening.
You're forgetting about the fact that it's opening day and that it takes offenses a while to mesh and get going. I guarantee you, if this Patriots defense played that team right now, it wouldn't be 20 points, and the offense better score some points because they're playing at a different level right now. Now their defense sucks, so it might actually be a shootout game. But the point is, it's first week, 14 points. I'll give you 14. Steelers, Mitchell Trubisky, 14 points. Okay, that's good. I mean, it's the Steelers. Ravens, 37 points. They didn't have a good game that game. Lamar went nuts. Packers, they're not good, 27 points. We know now how bad that Packers offense is. Lions, 0. That's great. That was a decent offense at the time. They went for it on crazy fourth downs. Browns, 15 points with Jacoby Brissett. I wouldn't expect anything less. Bears, who we now know is a good offense, at home, 33 points. Jets, who suck offensively, and Zach Wilson pukes himself, 17 points. And then Colts with Sam Ehlinger, 3 points. My point here is you got, to Dad, your point, Vikings, let's say Allen does play, Bills, Cardinals with Murray, Josh McDaniels, who knows your defense, with Derek Carr, Bengals with Burrow. Now their line sucks, so you should be able to exploit that, but still Dolphins again, and then Bills. We're going to find out pretty soon if the Patriots defense is good, right? Yeah. That's kind of the point. I don't know how good they are.
I'm not suggesting they're an elite defense, but they can execute a game plan.
Yeah, situationally, sure.
They play good coverage.
But,
sure. Yeah, I'll give you that. I'll give you
really good about playing the under.
You did.
I'm still feeling really good about picking the under for the year, but I just think there aren't as many elite teams in the second half that we thought we were going to be facing.
Well, maybe not with Allen too. Although if Allen does play, the one time that the Bills punt, I will throw a celebration.
Oh yeah. I mean, if Josh, so I do think the two trends I'd point out is that the times that the defenses looked bad this year, Lamar Jackson, Justin Fields.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So Kyler Murray, Josh Allen, look out. I actually have more faith in their ability to stop the Dolphins
Cousins,
because I think I don't think they'll shut them down fully. I'm not as worried about Kirk Cousins. He doesn't get out of the pocket.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm agreeing. I'm equating
but
them.
Josh Allen and Kyler Murray, those could be long days.
Could be. I mean, they're clearly athletic quarterbacks that can move and run. They're not, and those are the best in the NFL who you're talking about. I mean, that's a problem for them. So,
I mean, okay, so then let's just play this game. If you're looking at the Patriots now, where do you see them ending the season? And, what's your narrative about how it's going to go? Go ahead, Mike, from Stoneham.
8 wins, 7 or 8 wins. That's the way I see it.
Yeah, it's good you did that, Andrew. Let's go around the horn. We'll wrap it up with this. So the narrative that you want to see. So is that what you asked, Andrew? The narrative you want to see? Just to make sure I'm not.
Tell me how the season's going to play out. What happens after the break?
8 wins. Dad?
9-8.
9-8. I think, man, I'm looking at the schedule. I'm just trying to really quick to go through my head. I think they beat the Jets again because I think that until Zach Wilson shows me that he can do anything against Belichick-led defense, I'm not going to take it. I'm going to.
Where are your other 2?
Ugh.
Where are your other 3 wins?
I actually think they can beat the Bengals, as crazy as that sounds. I think their offensive line is really bad, and I think they can beat the Bengals. And
that's 7.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I mean, looking at that, 7 or 8 wins, and I think that they realize, hopefully, that this experiment was terrible, and they just make wholesale changes, not like as in fire everybody, but like move people in the right spots they need to be in, would be the narrative that I see. What about you, man?
I mean, there's no way of knowing. Anybody who tells you they do know, I think
that's right.
Doesn't know anything about sausage.
Yeah,
I don't know how to make sausage.
Thanks, Jim. I mean, I'm more bullish than you guys. What I see happen, I think they'll scale back on the offense, and it'll come out after the bye, and they'll be able to do some of the things they do. I'm hopeful that'll let Mac stack some confidence, because I'm a Mac guy. Goodness gracious, every caller I hear calling into one of the shows, we're not Mac guys. And I'm like, oh my God, just stop watching football. I think they beat the Jets. I think they beat the Vikings. The Josh Allen injury is the big asterisk here. True. If he's healthy enough to play, we're not touching the Bills. No. We will not beat them either time. If he's out and hurt, then it's all bets are off.
Barring a nor'easter,
Cardinals,
by the way.
I think we beat the Cardinals. I think we beat the Raiders, and I think we beat the Bengals. So they're your 6 wins.
Whoa, 11.
Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, and then can you sneak a game against either the Dolphins or the Bills to get to 11? The
even 10 is going to get you probably into the top 5, right? From all the machinations I've been hearing,
I don't know about
the opposite.
No, I don't think so.
10 and 7 probably gets you into the top 5 in this AFC because there's so many bad teams.
Well, I heard something on the radio the other day, or on, I don't even know why they brought it up on on First Take or something. They're talking about will 4 AFC East teams make the playoffs? And I'm like, is that even possible? Is that an actual possibility?
It is.
I guess based on
in fact, based on what everybody was saying, they were saying they thought that 2 teams that were 9 and 8 or worse could end up in the 6th and 7th slot based on what the numbers are telling you.
Yeah, I'm looking at the standings.
A 9 and 8 and an 8 and 9 team get in as the 6th and 7th team based on this where they are right now.
That's crazy.
Bills, Chiefs, Ravens, Titans, 4.
Miami,
Jets,
Miami will be better than,
and then
Miami
Tennessee
will be better than us. I think Chargers will end up being better than us too.
Cincinnati.
Yes, that's where if we beat Cincinnati, it's huge for tiebreaker purposes. But I still think there's a way we win 10 games, 11 games, and don't make the playoffs. If I'm being honest with you, that's
Is that what you think is going to happen?
That's like if the end of our season goes almost perfectly, right? Like winning 6 games. Do I have strong faith in that? No, but I could see this team getting to 10 or 11 wins. I think at the end of the day, Belichick's leadership and coaching usually gets them an extra 2 wins a year.
Yeah,
I see that coming into play in the back of the lineup or back of the schedule. But do I think this team's going anywhere? No. No. I just can't see the offense getting fixed in this short amount of time. If anything,
you got one of those wins with the Jets, so you'll get one more.
Yeah, I think that's what, when you said it, you were at 11, I think, when I did it in my head, but I might have calculated wrong.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, no. That's only if they sneak one against either the Bills or the Dolphins.
I got it.
Those 3 would put it. If they lose those 3, even with my 5 wins, they'd be at 10 and 7.
I could see them beating the Dolphins at home.
Yeah, me too. And with the weather and
in December.
Other than the fact we haven't done it in 3 years.
True. It's a good point.
I mean, I get
Dolphins have won the last 5.
I get it, but I'm just saying. There's one that got.
Go ahead, Dan.
I mean, I think if you're going to steal one, that would be the one of those 3 games.
Nice. If we had a millennial type storm in Buffalo again, that would be great.
Yeah.
And we can run the ball 100 times.
But the headline here is 8 wins, 9 wins, maybe 10, lucky to get to 11. Do we have any confidence this team is ascending to something?
No.
You just don't.
Reset button.
Yeah.
Reset
button. So then I'm maybe I want it to be 6 and 11.
That's right.
And just maybe we can get some good picks.
That's exactly right.
In each round of the draft.
Yeah, because I'm looking also at the playoffs, who they would play in the playoffs. And I'm just I'm looking at these teams and I'm like, nope. It's just, it's just not. It's just not. Yeah, they're not going to do it.
If they're going to go 6 and 11, then let's just play the string out, because don't take the games into the fourth quarter late in a chance to win and then go 6 and 11.
It was last 2 years. It was brutal every time.
Boy.
Awful. Just when was the grenade going to go off? At some point late in the fourth quarter. All right. Any final thoughts? We'll get out of here so we can enjoy the bye week and then we'll get back next week. Any last second thoughts?
No.
Mike Davis, Andrew, anything?
I'll just reiterate, please remember to thank a veteran this weekend.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and on that.
All right. Guys. Hey, enjoy it. Enjoy the week, the weekend. We'll see you back here next week. Take care.